35 again this week. He's fashionably late. That's right. He's eating butter chicken. No butter chicken tonight. Wife's making enchiladas tonight. How's everybody doing? Ooh, there's a bet. Hold on. Ooh, what's going on? The Chili's here living in the future. Okay. I missed the bet. What's the bet? 4? Oh, you're betting on how late I was going to be? Upgraded your wife's iMac with a bigger, faster drive today. Nice. Pouring himself a stiff one before he faces the abuse? No, I was actually, we got a little dump of snow today, which we don't usually get. So I was out watching the kids sliding down the driveway on the little crazy carpet there. So, and then I was actually ready to start at 5:30 and then realized I probably shouldn't take a break like half an hour, 45 minutes into the show to go to the bathroom. So I should do that first because everybody's already thinking that I'm going to be late. So I might as well just... Oh, there we go. How is everyone doing? Paul's here. Infinity Wood Oz is here. Chili's here. Megan's here. Penel's here. Marv's here. Lily's here. Krista's here. Right on. The ash holes are about. Good stuff. We're actually going to turn something this week. We're going to see. We're going to try. I'd like to think it'll go well. It's just a little guy. Myrtle. I've turned Myrtle before, so it's not, hopefully it won't be too surprising. I'm nice and sharp, I hope, and make this little Myrtle into something. I am going to Team Myrtle. That's right, Megan. I am going to have a beverage while we just warm up into the show. So last week, this was in clamps, and this week it's out of clamps and 4 squared. That's my neck blank for the guitar. And I've got a body blank, book match cherry top on a Sapele body. That's going to be the guitar. And I've got my MDF drawing here with, it's got you might not be able to see it, but there's a duplicate neck beside it, so I can make a template out of the neck and the body to do routing. And then, yeah, keep on keeping on with the guitar. Sapele is the Canadian mahogany. That's not right at all. I like it though. Oh, Marvin's apologizing for Facebook drama. I already apologized for you on Facebook, Marv. Tone is hard to get across in text. You know, like when you're typing things with a tone of voice in your head, but that person on the other end reading it can't hear the tone that's in your head. Yeah. Doesn't sometimes it rhetoric. Oh, how's everybody doing? What's everybody been up to this week? Happy almost Valentine's Day, if you believe that that's a thing. Chris was working afternoons and was sleepy and cranky. And also, you can't hear tone of voice in text. It's just not a thing that people can do. I thought you were being funny. It's safe to assume if I don't jump in and tell somebody to stop being a jerk on a Facebook post, it's safe to assume that they're probably trying to be funny. Always easier to talk instead of texting. Yep, but Facebook posts, Anyway, it all worked out in the end. We're all friends. And Team Myrtle won by a landslide. It was close for the first little bit. It was going back and forth. Myrtle, Torrified Maple, Myrtle. Then Torrified Maple got a vote over on Patreon, and that jumped it above Myrtle for a little while. But then it was just Myrtle, 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 Myrtle. That's fun to say. Trying to be funny. Trying. I assume everyone is joking, like when you called me a dummy. Yeah, well, you forgot that you were a day ahead. that was pretty dumb. Like, you know where you live geographically on the planet. That's because they're torrified of maple. That's right. Everybody was torrified of the maple, so they picked Myrtle. Wife said she didn't want anything for Valentine's Day. So you know what I did? I didn't get her anything. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. We don't really do Valentine's Day around here either. We actually, what we do for Valentine's Day is we wait until like the end of the day on Valentine's Day when the stores are they're blowing the stuff out for like 75% off all the candy and chocolates and stuff. And then we go and we grab a bunch and we eat it. That's what we do for Valentine's Day. All right. Should we spin up the lathe? And then we can do some hanging out after. I hope that this thing isn't actually going to take that long and we can have some after hangout. She didn't want anything. That doesn't mean she didn't want something. I don't know everybody's marital situations and relationships. But, we agreed a long time ago that Valentine's Day was not a thing that we were going to blow a bunch of money on. So, no box yet, Paul, but I have been watching the tracking and it has been in Canada for 4 days. So it should be any day now. It crossed the border and said, okay, it's now in Canada. It's cleared customs. And then it sent me a notice that it was in Canada, and then another one that said it's in Canada. So it's going from spot to spot. All right, let's spin it up. Marv's getting impatient. Totally not a thing here either. I assume you're talking about Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, I like the idea behind Valentine's Day, but I don't know. Hey, check this out. Check what I got on the floor. Oh, look at that. Look at that, the little pad there. All right. Myrtle. Oh, they sound like they're having fun out there in the snow. I'll just lower you guys down a blank. Oh, sorry. There we go. It's the earthquake edition. Mike's mat. Yeah, that's right. It is Mike's mat. All right. So, Myrtle. Little 7x2-ish. But we all know, if we've been here for very long, that doesn't mean that things can't go wrong. But if things go right, Myrtle is a pretty wood, so we'll find out what's in there. We're on. I think we're sharp. I did sharpen, but let us see. Thank you, Marv. Because no, in fact, my heater was not off. There we go. We should be able to go pretty quickly. right from the start with a small blank that's pretty centered. So and we are round. Let's see what the first couple of cuts tell us it's going to become. $13, 14-ish, 100 RPM. I don't know if I want to do a little Gouge bit at the top, more of a steeper swoop. Oh. No code? Well, too late, Megan. Gotta be faster. And I have to be watching. I mean, I guess I could take off the nub and just do okay, I actually kind of like that now. And those will kind of blend together once I sand it. That's okay. It's a nice cut on the outside, the bottom there. All right, bottom. Okay. I was thinking this week I was gonna go get. I was gonna go buy a heat gun and try that hot glue block on the bottom thing so I could go full depth with this blank. But heat guns were more expensive than I wanted them to be. So I'm gonna wait for it to go on sale, because at Canadian Tire, if any of you who live in Canada and buy anything at Canadian Tire, anything that says Mastercraft on it goes up for sale like at 70% off at least twice a year. So don't buy things labeled Mastercraft at full price. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for the Mastercraft heat gun to go on sale at 70% off. I'm going to buy it, and then we can try that again. But for now, we're going to sand. I don't need this for sanding. Where can I start? I can start up a little ways. Start at one. Let's start. We'll start at one, whatever I grab. I don't remember if it's 120 or 150. Why is my tailstock on here? Give it. Loud noises. Louder noises. way better than the drill on the outside. There we go. 400. Put a little recess in the bottom, flip it around. All right. All right. I'm getting good at guessing that. Mm. I'm thinking I don't want to go quite as deep with the recess as I usually do because this blank isn't very deep. But I do want to make sure I get decent purchase on it with the chuck, so kind of a guessing game here. That's kind of interesting. It's got a little bit of a whoop whoop underneath there. That's the technical term for that shape. It's a whoop whoop. Those little jerk things that I put in the bottom of the bowl, I mean, they do add a nice little decorative element, but they're kind of a hassle. Let's light it up. Hold on. Loud noises. Where's Team Myrtle at? You guys better get ready to cheer. Myrtle's pretty nice. Did the branding iron break? No, the branding iron didn't break. It just doesn't work well on round things. Oof. Yeah, myrtle's neat. Myrtle's neat. All right, should we flip it or should we go sit? We're pretty early in the show, 32 minutes. Let's go sit. Yeah, myrtle's nice. I can see why there's a hashtag for Team Myrtle. I get a couple chunks of walnut up there one of these days. Walnut does that too. But man, the prices of walnut these days is just, it's hard to justify. What are you guys paying for walnut where you are? If you happen to know what you're paying for walnut wherever you are, let me know, because it seems like walnut's always been not cheap, but it seems like the quality is going down and the price is going up. Like, so use real amounts of like measurements. Come on, $7,500 per cubic meter. 22 a board foot, 8/4. 15 a board foot, 8/4. 15 is good. Pinnell, 15 is good. I'm paying 10 for 4/4 shorts. So that's like the offcuts that they couldn't make into real lumber or real like quality wood. $7.95 for 4/4 in Toronto. I'd be buying the hell out of that. By 8x2 by 10 foot boards. Yeah, 8/4 by 8-inch 10-foot boards. And what are you paying, Paul? $22 a board foot. Yeah. That's 2.4 meters times 300 millimeters times 75 millimeters is worth $400. Like, somebody tell Chili. Well, I'm going to tell Chili because he's listening. Like, you have to use measurements that the rest of people are going to understand. Nobody's going to do the math on that. 2.4 meters times 30 millimeters times 75 millimeters. Like, somebody do the math real quick. Tell me what that is per board foot. 2.4 meters. Ugh, come on. I'm in Canada and we don't even do that nonsense. And we use metric for a lot of things, but we're not about to start doing 300 millimeter by 75 millimeter wood. 8/4 here, like 8/4 FAS here is probably somewhere in the 20-ish neighborhood. Convert that to football fields. Yeah, I think 2.4 meter by 300 millimeter by 75 millimeter is approximately a point after. 7 feet, 8.48 inches. Okay. That's better measurement. Now, what's the thickness? What was it? 75 millimeter. That's 7.5 centimeters. That's 8/4. So, yeah. Okay. For $400, that piece of wood here. Yeah, okay. You're not doing really badly in Australia, considering it also has to come. You guys don't grow walnut, I don't think. So it has to come from the US probably. So that's not a bad price on that board, actually, $400. at 8 inches long. No, at 7 feet long and 10 inches wide, 8/4 for $400. Yeah, that's okay. It sounds terrible to say, but that's actually okay. 7 feet. Somebody do a quick math on me. 7 feet by 10.5 by 8/4 divided by 144. We'll find out what Chili's paying per board foot because he doesn't know. He knows what he's paying per cubic meter football field. It's easier to say 2.4 meters. No. Oh, that's so much easier to say. No, it isn't. 7 feet is easier to say than 2.4 meters. It's 8.2 board feet, Pinnell says. So $400. Just bought a tree for $1,500. Cut it up into 25-foot long planks, 4 feet wide. What? Mike Stanifer's here. Welcome to the show, my man. $49 a board foot, Pinnell. Oh God, it is too. Okay, that's a little high. W2F is a board feet. A board foot is 12 inches by 12 inches by 1 inch. That's how we calculate volume in wood here. Same way you guys do like cubic meter per whatever. It's essentially, just a system of measurement that we use for lumber. 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter equals a cubic meter. Yeah, I know that. But who would measure wood by the cubic meter? Like, nobody's going to go to this. Can I get 1 cubic meter of wood? Like, that doesn't make sense. Because a cubic meter of wood, imagine processing that into parts you could use for a coffee table. Yeah, width by thickness by length divided by 144 is a board foot. 1 board foot is 12 by 12 by 1. Cubic meter. It's nonsense. You drop a cubic meter of wood on one of your guys' spiders, and the spider will pick it up and run off with it. I'm gonna have another beer. Oh, let's get it out of the way. I don't encourage people to drink beer while they're working with power tools, and I don't want to hear about it. Everyone accepts the level of risk that is appropriate for them. At least this conversation isn't about food. Yeah, it's going to get there eventually, Marv. Promise. Fried up 2 eggs for your sandwich. Nice. Not a guy. So much easier to multiply length by 12 than multiply width. See, everybody's allowed to use what they're comfortable with, but when you start throwing numbers like cubic meter per football field out at people that don't understand that, let's have a fight in the chat room about what system of measurements is better. No, let's not. Everybody can use what they use. Everybody can like the food they like. If I had to have 5 sauces coming out the ends of my fingertips, like, you know. This week's video brought to you by the tiny zip of Miracle Whip, by the way. Wood guy just got a bunch of monkey pod. Ooh, ever work with it? Pricey stuff, never heard of it until today. I have not worked with it. I've seen it worked with, and it's gorgeous. But I have not personally used it. Do you guys out west use plastic milk jugs or plastic bags? We don't use plastic bags. 4 liters come in a plastic jug. 2 liters and below come in a paper carton. the condiment question would stay with you. Yeah, well, it's just weird because it came out my fingers. That's what made it weird. Like if it was just what are your only, if you could only eat 5 condiments, what would they be? I would still remember the question, but the fact that it came out my fingertips was what stuck with me. Let's get the inside of this bowl out. That's pretty nice. I need a hammer. Uh-oh. Oh, on the floor. You can see Paul Waldrop's guitar by going to Waldrop Guitars on Facebook, Marv. It's got a book-matched walnut top Telecaster that's gorgeous. There we go. Let's get the inside out of this. That's almost like the Sugar Crisp song. Anyway. I'll get back up again. What do you know? before we get ahead of ourselves. We're going to stop before that. We are well before that. We are going to, we're not seriously going that deep, are we? It's like 1 5/8 inches. No, we're going to stop before there. And we're at almost exactly 1 inch. Things are going well. I'm going to have to back you guys up so I can come by you. And that like sort of half pull cut across the bottom like really goes through material really well. It's probably a really bad cut though in terms of quality. It's not as bad as you'd think. Where we're at, 1.25 inches. Yeah, we can go another 1/4 inch. Just do not trust that measurement at all because it feels like I am all the way through a piece of 8/4, and I don't remember. Did I say I want to stop before I get to the blue tape? I think I probably did, because yeah, I don't. I don't know. Should I go a little bit more? It feels like well, right now, I tell you, I'm at 1.5 inches deep, and I started with a 8/4 board or 2-inch board. So at most, I have like a 1/4 inch in here. Lily says yes. Megan says no. Chris says, what's the worst that can happen? Well, I mean, I'm going to lose a little bit when I sand it. I thin out the sides a little bit and think about it. Hey, Sheldon's here. What's going on, my man? Or somebody's talking to Sheldon. I missed his arrival. You get that CNC fixed up yet? Have another beer and think about it. That's an idea. Let's get the sides a little thinner. We'll get that transition a little smoother, and then I'll decide if I'm going to go a little deeper on the bottom. Sheldon has no audio again. Oh, okay. Is there? YouTube has like the auto captions. He could turn those on. They could actually be even funnier than the show, because it'll only be close. Yeah, that's nice. That's cutting well tonight too. I think I can go a little more. It's going so well. I'm gonna go a little more. Come on in case something bad happens. I'm just gonna slow down, like with the little carbide dealie. Because it's cutting well, and I can be careful with it. And it feels like right in that meaty part in there. I can go a little more, but there's a recess, idiot. Of course it's going to be meatier in there than it is over here. There's more wood over there. Okay. I can get flatter than that though, for sure. Yeah, I'm just about there. Just gonna get rid of that little hump right there. And we are golden. Ah. We're just about there, I promise. Ooh, there it is. That's got him. Now we're good. All right. Quick break. Come back, sand it. That's going to be somebody's classiest entryway change dish ever. That's what that's going to be. Somebody is going to have an entryway piece that they drop their keys and change into. That's the best one. Oh. Oh, we're talking about Sheldon's CNC problem. Does Sheldon have audio again? Paul's got plans for build your own CNC. Misfit 74, welcome to the show, man. Or woman. I don't know. I can't really see. Oh, it looks like dude with sunglasses. So too frustrating to deal with the company. Oh, you just sent it back? Atta guy. Atta guy. I told you. I told you. Yeah. Paul's just going to be shipping out Homemade CNC plans now. You can go into your Waldrop Guitars side business can be like Waldrop CNC. The beer, well, I think you're like this big on the screen, man. I'm looking at my phone, and then you're like a small corner of a bubble on the side of my phone. Also, I don't judge how people want to identify. You got the same lathe though? You liking it? Because I'm liking it. One day I do picture myself going bigger, but I think this is going to last me a good long time. No, I mean, like, you have plans to make CNCs, so you just sell the plans to make CNCs. Can I recommend a good hollowing tool? No. I don't have a hollowing tool. Like, are you talking about a coring tool to like take cores out of a piece so you can then turn that piece of wood as well? Because I don't have one of those. Laguna sent you the outboard turning setup? That's awesome. Like for free? Because they screwed up your tailstock or whatever it was? For finishing the bottoms of boxes and things, I would just get a round tip scraper. I used a carbide tipped scraper on the bottom of things, and when I'm uncomfortable turning a corner with my bowl gouge. But it's just a round tip carbide scraper. Mine's the cheap one that came in a set of 3 from Penn State Industries. I don't necessarily recommend them because the handles are really short and you lose leverage once you're out over the tailstock more than about an inch. So I'm going to be replacing that with a full-size one-way Easy Wood Tools carbide tip round scraper. A bowl gouge. Yeah, a bowl gouge is good too. But when I get finicky, I go to carbide, and I'm going to get the Easy Wood full size so that I've got more leverage out over the tool rest. It's $170. But it's probably the only scraper I'm going to use after I buy it. I'll get more like traditional turning tools, but I think that'll be the only scraping tool I'll probably ever use after I get it. Swap the tip out for like a negative rake once in a while. You have a set of Freud turning tools. I didn't know Freud made turning tools. Thinking of getting that one. I have all traditional tools so far. Yeah, I mean, you like a round tipped traditional scraper does the same thing. It's just you have to sharpen it instead of just turning it when it gets dull. Make your own carbide tool for approximately $20. Pinnell wants to make everybody a carbide turning tool. You send him $20, he will make it and then send it back to you. That's a really nice offer, Chris. Pickup only on the East Coast of Canada. And there's probably 3 or 4 people in this chat room right now that would take you up on that offer. I don't know, is Gord here tonight? Because that would be 3. Like from your neighborhood. Pinnell is not a great guy, okay? Just because it probably only costs him like $1.50. And he's trying to make money off this, okay? Yeah, he's an ashhole is what he is. You guys are all ashholes in my books. I was actually thinking, remember at the beginning of the year when I was talking about making merch for the channel? I was thinking now that we have a name for you guys, I could make stickers or if I make shirts and I have my little logo up here, as like fan club people, you could get like proud ashhole Could be a thing. Or yeah, something. I don't know. I'm still working on it up in the head. Received Jordan tools, long bar with small tip but can resharpen it, not a carbide insert. I've not heard of Jordan tools, no. Jake's in to buy the shirt. Maybe I'll make a dozen like Ashwell Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff shirts with your middle finger face mask. There you go. Proud Ashwell with my logo. And then on the back, it'll say like, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. And it'll be like fan club shirts. I like that. Can I reserve a 2XL? You're going to make me make one 2XL? Lose some weight, fatty. No. Yeah, I can make you a 2XL. I shouldn't talk either. I'm probably getting close to a 2XL. Hunter the Hercules tool. Nope, these are all things that I've never heard of. Mike wants a Pinnell tool. Pinnell, you got to start a line of carbide tools, man. If you're only charging $20 for them, make a killing. You already got one sale. Mike Stanifer. Delivered to Ohio. That costs shipping. It's pickup only for $20, and the shipping cost from Nova Scotia to Ohio, based on what I've been importing from the States over the last 6 months or so, the shipping will be approximately, for that $20 tool, the shipping will be approximately $74.50. I've had one of the same carbide tips for 4 years, just keep sharpening them on diamond plates. That's the second round tip carbide insert that I've had for that tool. But it's because the first one I put a big ding in, like you can't sharpen that out. And that one's been going 6 months, no problem. And I just turn it a little bit when it starts grabbing. And once it gets back to the first part, like Paul said, you just take it out, you put it on a diamond stone, and you go, and it's sharp again. Free shipping. For what? Free shipping for what? Don't do free shipping for anything. It's terrible. The box you sent me only cost $21. Well, then it's cheaper for stuff to come this way than it is to go. Wait. That doesn't sound right. Last time I paid for shipping for something that came across the border, it was, oh, you know what? You know what's going to happen? Is that $21 you spent is going to be another $40 on my end when it shows up at the door. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. It's not going to be at the door, though, because they're just going to drop it on the doorstep, and then they're going to send me a bill saying you owe $47 for the box that we dropped off at your door. Can I say MYRTLE really fast 10 times like at the start of the video? Yes. Ready? And then we're going to go sand the inside of this and finish it up. MYRTLE, 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 MYRTLE. I didn't count, but that had to be about 10. Let's go sand it. Don't need that anymore. MYRTLE's cool. MYRTLE's cool. Let's start down there again with whatever that was. Loud noises. doesn't like that corner. It doesn't like that corner, and I don't have my little ones. Yeah, I can cut one down. That's what I can do. I can cut one down. And I can use smaller dealie. Because my little ones, for some reason, start at like 240. So make a smaller one to get into that. I don't know, is that corner just sharper than I usually do, or? You guys don't know either. Loud noises. Yeah. Boo. It unvelcroed itself. Damn it. Let's just put the whole damn thing on there. That'll be fine. Maybe. I don't know. Is a big sanding pad on a little thingy gonna work? Oh, that works really good. Yeah, I should always do that. Should always use big things on the little thing. That works really good on the inside corners of things. What was that? 180? There we go. 240. There we go. It's not my worst work. Who's ready? Ready? Ooh, ready? I think it's actually better if you're on a little bit of an angle, because then the light does a little bit of a... There you go. Ooh. Myrtle's neat. Myrtle is neat. What? Megan, you were worried? Why were you worried? I'm a professional. I'm not at all a professional. What's a Home Depot clearance $4 remote switch key fob for your dust collector? Sick! I want a remote for my dust collector. Well, I'm going to have a remote for my dust collector when I install an actual dust collector, but it'd be cool to have one on the shop vac. Ken Jones with the stellar idea of the foot switch. Yeah, nice. Your son asked if it's a myrtle and pestle. Nice. It could be. Well, no, it's not quite. Worked out again. Unless I break it when I take it off. But I don't really generally do that anymore now that I can one-hand chuck. One switch, 3 devices, $18 for a remote thing. That's cool. I guess you just kind of always leave it in the on position, and then it kicks, the remote kicks on whatever it's plugged into, probably. Is that my third Myrtle bowl on this channel? Maybe. I know you guys have one on their way to you. I guess, yeah. I guess that would be the third one. Team Myrtle. It's a nice wood. And he doesn't always have it when I go, so when he does, I grab it. Because it turns out like that. You guys, I think, got the most interesting of them in terms of the grain. David Brusso, Myrtle looks nice. Great job. Thank you very much. Well, on the way is like a figure of speech. You can tell me to send them, and I'll send them, but you're going to pay $12 or $15 more than you need to, because it'll be in a box that is bigger than it needs to be. It's up to you. Or you can just keep buying more bowls, and then I'll fill that box up. And then, what length handles do you like best for my gouges? I think they are 16 inch. I only have one gouge. And I think the handle is 16 and the bar is 10. So it's a 26. I don't know, I'll measure it. Let's not half-ass your information. My only gouge is this one-way half-inch bowl gouge. And it is 16-inch handle. It probably was a 9-inch bar. It's now an 8.5-inch bar. But it's the 16-inch, I think it's beech handled half-inch bowl gouge from One Way. That's exactly what'll happen. Okay, well, we'll just, you know that your stack is safe. I took the one down that was on the Etsy store. I took it off the Etsy store. I put it in the Richardson's pile. It's got 2 bowls and a pen so far. Oh, well, it wasn't as quick as I'd hoped it was for a small bowl. It still took the hour and a half, but that's cool. Mike's package. Oh yeah, Mike, the Chili Man's got a package coming my way from Australia as well. According to tracking, it's been in a plane for a month. It's just hovering. It's like maybe it's on the helicarrier, and it's just hovering over the ocean. Didn't you say it was supposed to be like 6 weeks or something though when you sent it? Trying to make a walnut handle. Ooh. Need a bed extension now. Too much snow to get one. The bed extension is handy. I got the 10-inch outboard bed extension that can also go on the end of the tail, or like on the bed. And for now, that's 24 inches is lots for the stuff that I do. I've never had to turn anything more than 24 inches long. Eventually, I'll get the 20-inch bed extension and I'll move the outboard one over where it's supposed to go. But I don't know about a walnut handle. I'm going to be honest. I love walnut. I'm not sure about a walnut handle on a turning tool because the grain in walnut is wonky and it'll make weak points in the tool. So you want, generally when you're making a tool handle, you want straight grain running this way as much as you can so that it's as strong as it can be in this direction, because there's a lot of torque coming down on this thing, right? So of all the things to use walnut for, I'm not sure about a turning tool handle. But hey, I mean, worst thing it's going to do is going to break. Like, you have a foot of snow. Misfit, where are you? I don't think I've even asked you. I think I know where just about everybody else is from. I don't know where Misfit 74 is from. Wait, Ohio? Or was that Mike Stanifer? Hey, what's my count tonight, Pinnell, in terms of Canadians to other? I guess we don't know where these people are from. Stanifer's from Ohio. Where are the Arkansas folks? Oh, Misfit is in Vancouver, Washington. So you got hit by that. Yeah, you got the same snow we got. I'm not on my PC to check a spreadsheet. You have spreadsheets for this? That's nonsense. Dallas, Texas for Paul. So we've got a couple of Americans. We got the regular Canadian ashholes. We had 2 Australians at some point, at various points. At the beginning of the night we did. I don't know if Chili Man's other Aussie buddy is still here. Got a lot here in Ontario and a lot more coming next week. We're gonna have this for like 2 days, and it's gonna wash away. Dave Brousseau's in Indiana. It feels like the ratio is higher for Americans tonight than it sometimes is. I think most of the time we're at about like 14 or 15 to 4 or 5. And it feels like we're pushing closer to half and half tonight. Maybe not quite, but Beckham's not here. Amy's not here. Jesse isn't here. So that's hurting the Americans' chances. Well, it's not hurting anything, really. Going to be 0 on Wednesday and 60 on Saturday. That's, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. My shop needs a Canadian flag. I don't think it does. It's pretty obvious. Here. Bowl's done, other than another coat of oil and wax, so we can beer it up. Also, the reason I didn't have a video this week is because I only almost got done the coffee table edit. So maybe tomorrow. I did the voiceover for it. I edited all the clips together. And then I did the voiceover, but I haven't gotten it all congealed together yet. So coffee table video is almost ready to go. Might be tomorrow. I might just hold off a week and just not have a video this week. Mastercraft tools give it away. That's true. When you start seeing Mastercraft around somebody's shop. Oh, that plane is still on its side. Yeah, because it doesn't stand up, yo. It doesn't fit in that spot upright. So it has to live sideways. Also to mess with you. Expecting more walnut coffee table posts. I can put another shot of it up on Instagram if you really want to see another shot of it. It is pretty. It is pretty. I don't think you were here the night that we finished the walnut panels on the coffee table, were you, Chili? That was a good show. The finishing show where I finished the top of the panels for that coffee table. That was a good show. It was almost like the Hangout one, but then at the end I just lit up a couple of walnut panels with some finish. You think you've worked out all the dimensions to replicate it? If yeah, go ahead, I'll just sue you. I'll apologize afterwards because I'm Canadian, but you can't just make my coffee table. Oh, that's true. You do generally watch them even if you miss them. I appreciate that. Speaking of appreciation, last week I had a note down on my notes page that I wanted to thank Jesse Jones for joining Patreon. And I didn't. So I'm doing that right now. Thank you, Jesse Jones, who is not here, but maybe watches these after the fact. For joining up on patreon.com/woodenthingsandstuff. Oh, speaking of that, I might as well make that announcement too. That's where my guitar is going first. I've decided that the guitar build is going on. My guitar build series is going to be a 6-part series, and they are going to go up on Patreon as they're ready, and the people over there are going to help me workshop them so they can tell me, oh, this is terrible, it's garbage, do it again. Well, hopefully they won't do that, but if something's running too long, or they want more of some aspect of something, or they don't like the music that goes with it, or if I sound like an idiot when I'm doing a voiceover, or maybe I shouldn't do a voiceover, we're going to workshop it over there on Patreon before it goes out to the rest of the world, because this series is an international guitar competition. So I kind of want to put my best foot forward with it, you know? So that's what's going to happen. As the portions of the build are done, I'm going to make that video in the series, and we're going to workshop it over on Patreon. And then 6 to 8 weeks out from the end of the competition, they're going to start rolling out on YouTube in their finished state. So if you want to get early access and help me workshop my guitar build videos, you can head over to Patreon. Well, how do I join Patreon, Mike? Well, I'm happy you asked, sir, whose name I don't recognize. You go to Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff. Wait, no. Patreon.com/wooden things and stuff. Crimson's competition. Yeah, it's separate. It was Crimson's competition last year. He split it off. It's still basically a Crimson guitar competition, but the Great Guitar Build-Off 2021. I am in it, and I am making my first ever guitar for that. Sounds like this Patreon thing would be expensive. That's where you're wrong, Chris. For as little as $3 a month. Oh, that's funny. No, anything over there helps me out, and I appreciate it. It's Chris is trying to help my marketing because I'm terrible at it, but the more I talk, the fewer people are watching this video. So it's working really well. Hey, I just joined your Patreon right now. I don't believe you because I didn't get a notification on my phone. I didn't hear my phone. You guys would have heard my phone go bzz, bzz. But I seriously, I do appreciate everybody over there. I appreciate all you guys for coming and hanging out with me on the Saturday nights. Check again? Did you really? Probably gave me like an Australian dollar or something, and I don't even know what is that like. I don't know the exchange rate. It's like 40 cents, or is it like $70? Because it could be either of those things. Let's buff one more coat of wax into here. And we'll take it off and have a look at it. Oh, Marv believes you. I want to believe you, but normally, like the last time somebody signed up during the show, I literally like saw it come up on my screen that I got an email that I had a new patron. Where's my thing? Here it is. I'm just going to block this from hitting my face if it comes off. I mean, I'm totally wearing my face shield because safety first is important. I know you can't see that, but I am totally wearing my face shield right now. All right, let me just take my face shield off, and then I'll, there we go. I'm gonna just hang it up. Oh, there goes that ruler. Okay. Yeah. Pretty nice little bowl, I think. Yep, pretty okay with that. Myrtle is pretty nice. I don't know if I can stop saying that, but Myrtle's pretty nice. There you go. It's about, I want to say it was pretty centered, and it was 7 across. So yeah, it's like 6 3/4 by 1 3/4 deep, and inch and 3/8 deep on the inside. And it's pretty nice. It's a pretty good little change dish, candy dish, something. Howard's feed and wax. Who's asking? David Brusso. Howard's feed and wax is my go-to turning finish, unless I want sort of like an enamel coat type outside on a bowl of some kind. I've done one lacquer finish on the outside of a bowl. It was on my ash bowl. The purple dyed ash. I tried doing lacquer on the outside and it worked. It worked well. I liked it. The blank I started with was 7 by 2. And so I lost a 1/4 inch of diameter and about a 1/4 inch of depth, which is not too bad, actually. There is times where it lose a lot more than a 1/4 inch getting it round and a lot more 1/4 inch getting it flat. But that one, I got most of the wood out of that one. All right, any more questions, comments, concerns? I think I probably just about have enchiladas happening upstairs, so I want to get to that eventually. But we can hang out for a few minutes if you want. I got about this much left in this beer. And that one's probably, you bought me a couple of beer, I appreciate that. Downloaded the Patreon iPhone app, much easier than remembering to check your PC. I don't think I even have the Patreon app on my phone. What size bowl gouge? It's a 1/2 inch. It's the one-way 16-inch beach handle, 1/2 inch bar bowl gouge. And the grind, you got to grind it yourself, unfortunately. It just comes as bowl gouge. And then I put, maybe you can see what I put in front of the camera. Focus on the gouge. It's sort of a swept back, sort of fingernail grind that I put on it. Where the wings kind of sweep forward a little bit. But it changes over time when I'm just not quite doing the same sweep on the grinder. It kind of changes shape once in a while. But as long as it's sharp. And this angle tends to, when I'm sharpening, tends to get a little bit flat. Actually, right now it's a little bit flat for my liking. I would like it to be a little bit steeper on the back. And I'd like the wings to be flared in a little bit more. So I'll probably reshape that one of these days. But right now I'm worried about it being sharp. And then while I'm keeping it sharp, it gets a little bit out of, yeah, a little bit kind of Ellsworthy. But the Ellsworth gouge grind is a very specific sweep. And this one's just sort of, it mimics that concept, but it's not as dramatic. A 50-50 grind, half sharp, half dull. Yeah. No, it's usually mostly sharp. Do I use a diamond hone in addition to the grinder? I do not. I use 120 grit grinding stone. I'm gonna get a DMT, not a DMT. What's the company that makes the diamond, the grinding wheels that don't heat up? Carbon boron something, CBN, carbon boron nitrite. I don't remember the company. TMZ. No, it's not TMZ. Maybe it's DMT. I know they made my sharpening stone, my diamond stones. Who makes the CBN grinding wheels? I'm gonna get one of those, but not yet. Next turning upgrade is the one-way, or not the one-way. Why do I keep saying one-way? This is the one-way. The Easy Wood Tools full-size carbide tip, and maybe some jumbo jaws for the chuck, and then the CBN wheel, and then maybe a spindle gouge. I know there's CBN wheels, I just don't know what a company that makes them. Yeah, Chili is Scott Grant. Or what are you on? It's like Scott's Custom Creations or something on Instagram. He makes like a buffing compound, like an abrasive finish that he's sending me to try out, which is going to be cool. Maybe he can, maybe I can say goodbye to Howard's and I can start using the, what is it, custom grit or something that you call your polish. Megan asked what's being turned next week. If there's an answer, you missed it. There wasn't an answer because I didn't see the question. Custom Creations by Scott on Instagram. Next week, I only have one, maybe two appropriate sized blanks left for the live show. So torrefied maple is going to be an option again. Or maybe I got this leftover piece. I got this leftover piece of 8/4 sapele from my guitar body that I could rip and put a strip of something else in, and then we could do a two-tone sapele and something. I could just put a strip of something contrasting colors into this, and then cut it square, and then round it off, and we could do another 2-inch, but it would be wider than the one that we did tonight. 7.5. So if I put a strip of something in it, we could be over 8, 9. We could be 8 and a bit inches of blank, of 8/4 blank, two-tone with sapele and maple, cedar. Should I save this until the guitar's done? Well, no, because I'm not going to be able to, like, if I screw up the guitar, this isn't going to help. And I also have other pieces of leftover sapele. I like the plan developing here. Yeah. Oh, Chris confirmed that he's on Patreon, my marketing team. It's because of all of the many benefits that you'll receive. No, I appreciate that, Chili, I really do. Or Scott, or whatever you want me to call you here. Paduke would be an option, except Paduke tends to bleed into its surroundings a little bit. Beer koozie next week? No, I don't think so. I do have that piece of 12/4 Nara that I could make. Oh, we were going to do a doublet at some point. Maybe the goblet next week? I don't know. I'll think on it. I'll I'll put an option post up on Facebook and Patreon at some point this week, and we'll talk about it. I think I do want to make this into a turning blank. Actually, my guitar body blank is going to have some parts cut out of it. And it's already a lamination of sapele and cherry. So, like, if I cut out the guitar, I'm going to have some areas of sapele and cherry that I could then laminate onto another piece of something to add depth. But I don't know that I'm going to get to that this week. There are some things. There are some options coming. We'll figure it out. Maybe a Nara goblet. Paul made a Paduke guitar once. Yeah, it does bleed. I make cutting boards out of walnut, maple, and Paduke, and I have to be pretty careful when I'm sanding to make sure that I'm clearing the dust away before I go to the next grit, and so on and so forth. I don't know. We'll figure something out for next week. Goblet that is beer can size. I don't know. You get it 12 quarter. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. Doesn't matter. We'll get it figured out. I promise. But that's got to be it for tonight. Thank you all for coming and watching the MYRTLE. I do have a piece of bloodwood in the house. I have various woods. We can get something figured out. Anyway, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Thanks for watching the MYRTLE. Go Team MYRTLE. We'll see you guys next week. It's another good show. I had another good time tonight. Appreciate you guys coming as always. Bye for now. Did I say to stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe? If I did, I said it twice. Bye, everybody. Thanks. Oh, there was no food talk at all, almost. There was almost no food talk. Next week.